What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Lee, and in this video I'm going to be going through the race that absolutely broke me.
55k, I had a dip then. For 5k I was fucking dangling, but come on, pull it back. Last kilometre, just done 452, 13k left. We're fucking grinding, come on!
For those of you new to the channel, my name's Lee. I'm an ultra marathon runner from South Wales. I'm a serving soldier, but I'm actually being medically discharged this week for a rare brain condition. I'm taking part in the Pegasus Slam, which is 6 ultra marathons in 6 months, ranging from 30 miles to 50 miles, all throughout Wales. And I'm doing this to raise money for Big Moose. In this video, we're going to take a look at the first race, which was 42 miles from Newport to Brecon along the Monmouthshire Canal. Spoiler, since then, I haven't really run, and that was 4 weeks ago. I've damaged my hamstring. I've been told it's piriformis. I'm doing the exercises. Nothing's really working. My next ultra marathon is in 6 days. Stay tuned. Enjoy the video. Smash that subscribe because I got 5 more races coming up, and I'm doing 10 times up and down Pen y Fan in 24 hours. Enjoy, guys. Registration. In the car on the way down, I was hoping that the weather would clear, but it didn't. Registration was at 14 locks in Newport. The staff there were really friendly. There was coffee and tea on tap, ample toilets. They had toilets inside and portaloos outside. Also, like any other race I've done before, we actually chose our own number and it was personalised. The race brief was swift.
Go left out of here down that way. We have had people go right before, so please just go left and down the hill. In terms of what you can expect, there are 4 checkpoints along route. Lots of food, lots of drink. If you have any allergies or requests in terms of whatever you're eating, we have got you covered, so you just ask.
The rain was pouring down and we were off. My game plan was simple. I wanted to beat that course record from the year previous, which was 5:57. I had set my mind on that. I'd set Garmin Pace Pro, and all my training had gone towards holding that pace. What happened? We went out a little bit hot. The first couple of kilometres are net downhill. Alex Rarity, Team GB, led out at a blistering pace. Now, understandably, I kept back a little bit, but I was still ticking over a little bit too fast. Although this didn't hinder me in the race later, I don't think, but it was a little bit fast, I think.
Yes! So, we're about 4k in. First is there, shot out at like sub 4 minutes per kilometre. Solo my own pace, 4:30, it's flat, but 4k in. Let's go.
Funny enough, Alex had taken a slight wrong turn just before this, and had come past me like a speed of 1,000 gazelles. And this was the last time I seen Alex until the end of the race.
Right, yo, 5k check-in, 23 minutes, still holding about 4:30, just keeping the control, heart rate's nice and low. Let's go. So that's 10k, 46 minutes, we're going to have a big, say big, feels big.
Now, unbeknown to myself, Neil had kept that distance till checkpoint 1, away from myself. I had music on anyway and the weather was terrible, but checkpoint 1 was located at 13.5 kilometres and me and Neil kept that consistency throughout. I stopped at checkpoint 1 and Neil passed through without stopping, and that's how the gap stayed.
Right, so that's through checkpoint 1. Neil didn't stop at checkpoint 1. First place does 145 miles in under 24 hours, and he set off a sub 4 pace. He was flying. So stick to the game plan. As long as I can come in under that course record from last year, I ain't touching that guy up front. 145 miles, 24 hours. Machine. Let's go.
So, as you can see, this early on, checkpoint 1, it was evident that Alex was going a pace that was way too hot for myself. And Neil was looking strong too. So, my thoughts at this point in the race was I need not to get carried away, try and chase now. I need to hold my heart rate, which was good, and hopefully I can pull Neil back in a little bit later. I knew Alex had gone. My focus now changed, keeping that consistency, not doing anything silly or overstriding that's going to cause any cramp issues, and then maybe we can pull him in later in the race.
GoPro's playing up, just got past 10 miles, 1 hour 14. Uphill's down most of the way now, nice flat. I've got to get control of this pace now. Last kilometre 4:48, so we're good.
Right, passing through 10 miles, I knew I had to get a grip of my pace. So my thoughts here was I had been a little hot, averaging around 4:35. I needed to pull it back closer towards that 4:55, 5 minutes per kilometre. And at this point, 10 miles, at this point I had started to pull it back down, get into that forever pace.
That's half marathon, 1:37. Weather's horrible. Feeling good. Control the pace now. Averaging about 4:45. Burn and turn, baby. Let's go.
Right, we're now through half marathon, 1:37, and I'm feeling good. When you get into grind, that forever pace, it just feels natural. My nutrition was on point. I was having a tailwind and one water. The water I didn't really touch, but every checkpoint I come to, from here on in, changing a tailwind out, empty. So I was getting that nutrition in. Every half hour from the start of the race, getting a salt tablet in. I didn't eat anything at these checkpoints.
Checkpoint 2 done. 25k, 1 hour 57. Time to go into pain cave. Just repetitive. Pause that a sec. So still holding third. Still surviving on tailwind. I just had 2 flapjack things but definitely feeling it in the legs, that's for sure. These canal bridges ain't that bit much either, but 25k down, 43, just over the marathon. Let's go.
So I was approaching checkpoint 2 that I seen a group of people, and Neil I saw then coming back up like a ramp. This is where I thought I'd gone wrong, because Neil was coming from a direction that I hadn't been. So in my mind I was like, oh my god, I've gone the wrong way. So I said to Bob, one of the course volunteers, and he's done this race previously, am I going the right way here? He said, yeah, the checkpoint's down. So checkpoint 2 was manned by Big Moose Charity, the charity that I'm raising money for. I had a photo, had my, they were so helpful. They took my water, they took it out to the back and they changed it all for me. Whilst I was waiting for them to do that, I took 2 flapjacks and we were en route again. It was at this point that I knew the gap wasn't getting any bigger to Neil, so if I kept consistent, although I was feeling it in my legs, I could start feeling that fatigue. We're at 25k now, 2 hours running. This is where things are going to start to get hard and hurt.
$30k check-in, 2 hours, 22 minutes, screaming for the hill. Please give me a hill. My legs! Woo! $38k left. Less than a marathon.
So the beauty of a normal ultramarathon on the trail is the ability to walk uphill, run flats, run a different pace downhill. With this ultramarathon, there was none of that. The repetitive strain, consistently running 4:45 per kilometre, was definitely starting to take its toll on my legs. And as Reece said, I think he planted a seed in my head at the start, I will be begging for a hill. And by 30k, I certainly was. Approaching checkpoint 3 at about 24.5 miles. My wife and Casey, my daughter, have my routine like a Formula 1 team. I was in, flat cork was open, ready to go. Casey then filled one of my bottles with precision hydration, switched over, asked if I needed a change of shoes, and I was gone. Didn't stop at the checkpoint and continued through.
Lap 35, 2:47. Having to fucking just completely switch off now. Some parts, the mud's not even runnable, and I'm in my Vaporfly next percent too. So switch off in the hurdler. Well, managing it, but I know the bite is there. So clock off, see you 40 hit, see you the marathon.
Now, everybody knows when you're running races that past 20 miles, doesn't matter how far you're running, past 20 miles, you're in a general state of fatigue. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but when I'm running, I know if I can keep that consistency, that cadence, that turnover, then my legs are alright. The moment I alter my cadence or alter my foot placement, start getting little niggles in my leg that I don't want at that stage in the race. And it was at this point that the mud at 20 miles, so frustrating. I was like Roadrunner. So I was talking to one of the boys at the end, Butler, and I was telling him at some points my legs were just spinning because I was in the Nike Vaporfly 2. It was hard work. Now, I lost my footage for the marathon because I filmed it on my phone. We went through a marathon at 3:24 and again, consistent, holding a good pace, fighting off that hurt, fighting off that bite that's burning and turning, keeping on top of the salt tap. And fortunately, my earphones were still going.
So, just about 53k in, about 10 miles left. Pace is slowed, 5:10 per kilometre, 5:15. Legs are fried, but we're just going to keep going. Rain stopped, at least. I'm having loads of pisses.
In an ultramarathon, it's evident that you're going to slow down towards the end. Especially big mileage like this, 43 miler. This was the point that I was slowing down. Between 50k and up to here, I was averaging about 5:10 per kilometre, and the mud was really, really frustrating me. It meant that I was slowing down a lot more than what I wanted to.
We push! Let's fucking go!
So it was a little frustrating. And I think you can tell that in my demeanour at this point in the race.
Yo! 55k! I had a dip then. For 5k I was fucking dangling. But, come on! Pull it back. Last kilometre, just done, 452. 13k left. We're fucking grinding. Come on! Yes guys, just coming up to 60k, 4 hours 55. These mud parts are slowing me right down. But just over 5 miles left. 45 minutes running, 4 hours 57, let's see now, 45, 5:43. Well, we'll see how we're doing. But these slowing me right down.
Now, it's not an ultramarathon if yours truly doesn't take a wrong turn. Now, I'd been good all the way up until this 67 kilometre point. On my watch, I'd been checking on the canal. Sometimes you have to switch backs onto the other side, but this didn't look like a clear switchback to me. So when I crossed over the bridge, I went down the right hand side about 400-500 metres, and it was grass, which was making me think that maybe I'm on the wrong side, and I hadn't seen fourth place all day, and when I turned around and come back to the bridge, fourth place was just come in. So by the time I come back to the gate and then went over the bridge and come back, fourth place had just picked me up, and he was holding good pace, and he stayed with me for about 200 to 300 metres, and then he strided on and put on a push that I couldn't keep, especially after having put in that 700 metre effort to try and get back on track.
So I've got a couple of 100 metres left. Took a wrong turn. I was in third. I've been overtaken. I like that.
We ended up crossing the line in 4th position. Now, Seb Jones makes these, so if you want to follow him, Seb Jones on Insta, 4th place, to go with my 1st place for Vogam.
I literally took a wrong turn there. Come back, he overtook me. Wrong turn at me.
That was good, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you so much for running, dude.
Having set out with the goal of beating 5:57, I finished the South Canum 42 miler in 5 hours 44 minutes. So that worked out at an average of 4:59 per kilometre. Exactly where I said it would be, under 8-minute mile. Yes, I didn't get the win, but I got 4th place, and I think the race went as well as it could have. I did have a dip in around about 50k, but that's going to happen in ultramarathon. What can I take from this? Moving on to the next one. Now the next one's 30 miles in mid-Wales, the Howam. This week has been a complete down week for me. I have got a little hamstring tear in my left hand side, so I'm going to spend time focusing on strengthening and doing activation exercises for my hamstring, and then just spend the next couple of weeks building elevation. Got 4 weeks to race, so we build for that. All in all, the South Canum Pegasus Ultra Running, absolutely immense event, executed perfectly, I'd say, by me. As it stands, the slam, I was the first slam in, so the slam record's still there. Guys, if you have enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button, click the bell notification, because straight after the Howam, I am going to be doing Tenavan as well, so I'll be also doing videos for both of them. Thanks for watching, we'll see you in the next one.